it's Presley at ActOutGames.com here, and today is the 10th day of Bookmas. Cooper, would you like to get started?
Take this baby out. Oh,
It's still sticky.
They even have a tape on it. Just like on its own. Oh my! Fabulous looking. I'm gonna now have to put mine on. I'm not present. It's yours.
Okay.
Oh, backwards. Oh my. Oh my. This is a book I've been waiting to read.
Abe Lincoln at Last.
It's one of the books of the thing, and it's one of the books make a whole movie of it.
The Magic Treehouse. Pages. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do mine. I will remove both of the my bows.
And then rip it to parts.
Rip it apart.
Rip it.
Alright, if you think ow. That was not ow, it just kind of got stuck. Yeah, but sorry, I accidentally tossed it like 3 times. Very sorry about that. Judy Blume. Sorry, I'm not bad at reading. I'm pretty bad at reading kind of cursive, even kind of. Judy Blume. Judy Blume, Are You There? Got It to Me, Margaret. So, yeah, book. So I really love this book when she was little, and it's kind of a girls coming of age book, and this is kind of my first introduction to the Judy Blume stuff, and they're really famous, and I've heard really good things about them, so I'm really excited to start reading this one. Cooper, do you want to go read this?
Uh-huh.
Magic Treehouse. Abe Lincoln at Last. One summer day in Fog Creek, Pennsylvania, a mysterious treehouse appeared in the woods. A brother and sister named Jack and Annie soon learned that the treehouse was magic. It could take them to any time and place in his history. Jack and Annie have since gone on many adventures in the Magic Treehouse and have completed many missions for both Morgan Le Fay and Merlin, the Magician of Camelot. On some of the journeys, Jack and Annie have received help from 2 young enchanters, Teddy and Kathleen, who are learning magic from Merlin and Morgan. Now Teddy is in big trouble. While Merlin and Morgan were away, Teddy accidentally put a spell on Penny, Merlin's beloved penguin. The spell turned her into a stone statue. Teddy thinks that he could be banished from the kingdom, unless Jack and Annie can help. Teddy and Kathleen have found an ancient spell that can undo Teddy's accidental magic. To make the ancient spell work, Jack and Annie must find 4 special things, each from a different time and place. They have already found 2 of these things, an emerald in the shape of a rose and a white and yellow flower. Now Jack and Annie are waiting to find out what they must search for next. Annie peeked into Jack's room. "Ready?" she whispered. "Yep," said Jack. Even though it was 2 hours before school started, Jack and Annie were already dressed. Jack put his notebook and pencil into his backpack, then he picked up the pack and his sneakers and followed Annie into the hall. In their sock feet, Jack and Annie tiptoed past their parents' bedroom. Then they slid down the stairs. When they reached the front hall, Jack and Annie put on their jackets and shoes and stepped outside. The early morning sky was gray. Everything was quiet except for the sound of a gentle spring rain. "Should we get our raincoats?" Jack asked. "It's clearing up," said Annie. She pointed to a blue sky in the distance. "Oh, good," said Jack. "Let's hurry." Jack and Annie stepped off their porch. Then they ran up the sidewalk and crossed the street. By the time they started into the Fog Creek woods, the rain had stopped. Misty rays of sunlight slanted down through the wet trees. Jack and Annie kept going until they came to the tallest oak. The leaves at the top of the tree sparkled with raindrops, and the magic treehouse was lit by the morning sun. "It's waiting for us," said Jack. "I knew it would be," said Annie. She grabbed the rope ladder and started up. Jack climbed after her. Inside the treehouse, they looked around for the 2 special things they had found on their last missions. Great, they're still here, Jack said, pointing to a green jewel and a white and yellow flower in the corner. And it looks like Teddy and Kathleen sent some stuff for us, said Annie. Lying in the shadows was a book. Next to it were a small folded note and a tiny blue bottle. Jack picked up the book. Its cover showed an old black and white photograph of a building. It looked like the White House in Washington, D.C. Jack gasped, "Oh man, Abraham Lincoln!" "Wow," said Annie, looking at the book's cover. "He was a great president." "No kidding," said Jack. "Do you think we're actually going to meet him?" He opened the book to the first page and read aloud. Abraham Lincoln served as President of the United States from March 1861 until his assassination in April 1865. He led the country through the terrible crisis of the American Civil War. He preserved the Union of States and outlawed slavery. "I can't believe it," Jack said, closing the book. "Abraham Lincoln! Do you think he's supposed to help us find the 3rd thing to break the spell that turned Penny into a statue?" "Maybe," said Annie. "Let's see what else Teddy and Kathleen left for us." She picked up the tiny bottle and the note. She unfolded the note and read aloud. "The 3rd thing to break the spell is a single feather from a hero's hand. Use it wisely to give him hope, the hope he needs to heal his land." "That sounds like a riddle," said Jack. "I bet Abraham Lincoln is the hero," said Annie. "And," she looked at the note again, "we have to get a feather from him. Then we'll use the feather to give him hope." "Confusing," said Jack. "A lot of our missions sound confusing at first, don't you think?" said Annie. "But in the end, they all make sense." "Yeah, I guess," said Jack. "But that doesn't help us right now. There must be a magic potion in the bottle. What does the label say?" Annie held up the small blue bottle and read the tiny writing on its label aloud. "Take a sip. Make a wish for one thing to help you on your mission. Remember, trust the magic." "That sounds kind of general," said Jack. "Wish for one thing to help us on our mission? That could be anything." "And remember to trust the magic," said Annie. She shrugged. "Okay, we'll try to do that," said Jack. He took the bottle and note from Annie and put them into his backpack. "We've got everything we need," said Annie. "A mission, a research book, and a little bit of magic. Ready to go?" "Yep," said Jack. He pointed to the picture of the White House on the cover of their book and said, "I wish we could go there." The wind started to blow. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. And that's the end of the chapter. Do you like the magic treehouse? Can you say yes or no?
Yeah.
Who are they going to go meet?
I don't know.
So if you want to keep up with Bookmas, then please subscribe. It really helps us out. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!
Bye-bye. It's time to press subscribe button. Subscribe button. Subscribe button. Subscribe. Bye, 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 bye.